Good evening, MC Clubbers. It is 1st of July 2020 and it's that time again, video time. Welcome. Tonight, quite a full show. We have a message from Jake, and while I'm reading that out, I'll be showing a slideshow of Phil Miller's photos through the years. Thank you, Phil, so much. Phil has since resigned. He's going to be moving down to the Cape, and we thank you so much for your many years of beautiful, beautiful images. We then have an update of Secret Sponsor Challenge. We then go into judging, just to remind people how the judging is done. We then go into low-key results, minimalism results, and then we're going to show you the 60 images, 20 food, 20 wildlife, nature, and 20 open, that the committee chose to represent the club at the KZN Interclub competition. Okay, so let's go. Okay, so here we go. Message from Jake. Hello again, everyone. I just cannot believe how quickly the past 2 weeks have gone by. It seems just yesterday that preparations were being made for the second monthly meeting, and now we are on to the first meeting of July. In a way, that makes it something of a milestone, not just for the club, but in wider terms as well. We have passed the shortest day of the year, at this end of the world anyway, and so we are taking the first baby steps towards spring and summer. Jump in quickly with your cameras because changes will be coming more and more quickly as the seasons turn. One of the possible subjects put up for the Westville challenge was the 4 seasons. So much changes through the year and not just the weather. Think of the changes in the trees and other plants, but also changes which directly affect ourselves and our everyday lives. The clothes we wear, the sports we play or watch, the food we eat, and how we spend leisure time. Merlot and Chenin Blanc. So grab winter as it is while it's here. The year itself is now more than halfway gone. How far back was January? It seems so recent, but what a year it has been. No need for me to go on about it, but it will certainly be one for the history books. The past weeks have also seen some changes in the club. Congratulations to Ronald and to Derek on the advancements to 5-star and 3-star respectively. Until not very long ago, I thought Ronald was a 5-star. My mistake, obviously, but such is the quality of her images. She certainly deserves the promotion. This morning, I happened to be chatting to Derek about the club points scoring, and he sounded a bit bemused. Like me, he's something of a photographic specialist, and so many of his points have come from just one genre. It takes time to do things that way. However, he told me that he is motivated to press on now, and so we can look forward to some more of his images. Congrats must also go to Des on his success in the Hegel Salon. This is a prestigious event, and so her 3 acceptances, including 2 awards, are outstanding. The committee has decided that we must try and hold the AGM. We've decided on an al fresco event, which will be on a Saturday, probably morning, at a venue to be finalized. We will need to bring our own chairs and refreshments, but it will be good to get together, even if we are socially distanced from one another. The area we have in mind is visited by lots of people, and there is a lot of open space and we can find a spot for ourselves. I have the minutes of last year's meeting and had hoped to have my chairman's address completed by this weekend. However, work and other events have rather overtaken me, but I will get them out this week. If I haven't frozen solid in Underberg, that is. As always, I want to wrap up with a plea to everyone to take care of yourselves and your families. The results of being careless in this pandemic are becoming dreadfully apparent in the USA and other places, where many people thought that a relaxation of the shutdown rules meant that it was all over. It does not, and millions more people are still going to be affected, and many will die. We can see that on a daily basis the infection rate is going up in this country as well. Use those masks and don't just hang them around your neck. Carrying them in your hand when you're in public is just plain stupid, because you will not see the bug coming until it is too late. Remember that there is a disease over which our activities make a big difference in terms of the chances of getting infected. Masks, washing and social distancing are a cheap price to pay for health and life. Just going to carry on watching these photos for a little while, and then we'll go to the Secret Sponsors Challenge with some more words from Jake. Okay, I think this is the last image. We'll see if we proved wrong or right. Oh, proved wrong. Okay, there we go. Thanks, Phil. And good luck to you and Susanne down in the Cape. I don't know if you want adventures or peace, but wishing you a bit of both. Okay, so here we have an update on the Secret Sponsor Challenge. These words are from Jake. Derek has prepared the oh, and it starts again. Thank you so much. I don't know what happens there. It does that every time. Derek has prepared the stats for the month of June, and Des will put them up for you all to see. They are now coming up. There we go. When I saw them, I was a bit confused as I noted that all the scores for the 4 years had gone up. Yeah. I thought that there might have been a bit of a slip up, silly me, but Derek explained that he is feeding us results on a month-by-month basis, so that we can see how we are doing in relation to each of the months in the previous 3 years. So in a nutshell, we are slightly ahead of June last year for the Westville Challenge, but still quite a bit away from the 2018. That was mono with a touch of color. We're trailing slightly in technical challenges. There we go, technical challenges. So 2018 was quite a big year. And the salons, just we're trailing a little bit on 2019. So the moral of the story is that if we are keen to win the anonymous prizes, then we all need to submit lots of images that the points go rocketing up. I'm not too sure about the final end of year totals that we will have to beat, but let's assume that they are big, and it's going to be a bit of a challenge, so we must all rise to it. Go get them. Okay, so here we go, results of the technical challenge. I just want to go through the judging process because there's been a couple of comments and questions that have been asked. For all of our challenges, for the monthly and the technical challenges, we don't have winners in the Westville Challenge. The winning images, senior and junior, are chosen by the judge. They're not chosen by the person reading out the scores. They're not chosen by the person making the video. It is all done very professionally. It is all sent through to the competition steward, who then sends the score sheets on to me. I do the video. Bertie does the slideshow. When the judges receive the score sheets and the images, there are no names whatsoever. They have no idea who they are judging, and they have no idea who has done the winning image. For monthly competition, your photo can be taken whenever. You could have taken it yesterday or last year or 10 years ago. It is only the technical challenge that always has a day that you've got to take things after. I think this year it's the 6th of November. And then for the Westville Challenge, of course, it's got to be after certain dates, and then we close end of October. Sorry, I can't remember. So there we go. Low-key technical challenge was monthlies are always sent out to external judges, and technical challenge and Westville Challenge, we always try and do that internally. This month, the low-key challenge was done by Roger Fanner. Roger, thank you so much for your time. And Roger's photos were judged by Des. So here we go. Oh, I've got to click again and click again. There we go. Okay. 1 star. Candle in the Night, 12 gold, Denise Harvey. Exposure was extremely well handled for 1 star. Simple and very effective. Some crits for future. Try and reduce the noise a little. I think the composition could have been more central and it looks off balance. A border around the image would help. Flowering Schlimbergera, sure. 13-minute Denise Harvey. Fantastically handled. Good job reducing the highlights on the main petal. Love the water droplets. Crits, try cropping it tighter on the right hand side. Lots of dead space. Also maybe stop down the exposure to 0.7 or so to make the highlight correction a little easier. Gadget, 9 silver. Gadget looks like a fantastic subject. I really like the idea here, and the light angle is very pleasing. Crits. Image is a little soft. I'm assuming longer shutter speed handheld caused a little camera shake. Image is underexposed. Use levels to equalize the exposure a bit. See attached image. So Roger's given a few images that he has processed, and I'll show them right at the end. See attached image. However, nothing will beat getting it right in camera, as any adjustments in Photoshop will introduce artifacts. Lastly, just needed a border. My precious 13 merits, Michaela Cosman. Interesting image of the one ring to rule them all. Yes, I'm also a nerd. That's Roger talking, not me. Exposure well handled. The specular highlights could not be avoided. Great image. Three star. Crystallized glass, 5 bronze. I get the idea this was trying to convey. Sadly, it did not come across. As a 3-star worker, it was a decent attempt. Whoever this is, please accept my crits to try and help next time or in a similar situation. Exposure was good, but next time use a narrower aperture and maybe a bit further back and crop in. Most sensors will allow this without much loss in data. Also try and get the lens parallel to the subject to get more in focus. Also some minor housekeeping with rogue highlights bottom left and left edge. Lastly, add a narrow border around the image. Please feel free to chat with me if you need some tips or guidance. Cup of Sugar, 14 merit, Eric Bosman. Exceptional. Are you sure you're a junior? I have no crits. The concept was great and the execution even better. Great job. Dad's Crucifix, 11 gold, Tracy Rhodes. This image had me looking at it for a long time. Was unsure how to judge this one. Exposure is okay, maybe a 0.3 underexposed. I think it would have done a little better if it was cropped tighter on the left and maybe a bit more space on the right, as it seems overbalanced. Take care with the spots on the black background. My pet hate with black backgrounds when working on them myself. Fragmented Dandelion, 12 gold, Tracy Rhodes. I love the idea here. Exposure is perfect. The image does seem to be a little overbalanced, favoring the left-hand side. Crits, maybe crop a little bit tight on the right, which will remove the strange blurry wisps, and maybe darken the bottom with a large feather around the bottom left. The bottom stroke left. Helping Hand, 14 merit, Eric Bosman. Fantastic work on this image. Love the sepia touch, goes wonderfully with the rope. Like how the arms are on the same line. Exposure is bang on, no noise, good composition, beautiful textures, great work. Low light music, not judged. Nice idea. Sadly, this is not a low key due to it being underexposed. I think you'll be better off using this image somewhere else and get points for it. Hence the no score. Okay. Low light rose, 9 silver. Exquisite subject. However, it is underexposed and focus seems a little soft. Also note you have what appears to be 2 dead pixels on your sensor. I have saved an image for you to check. Easy way is just heal them out in future or have your camera sent in to have them mapped out permanently. Another tip for this image is have a black cloth you can place behind the subject. even a shirt to get rid of the distracting background. Add a thin border in future. Making music, 13 Merit, Tracy Rhodes. Love this image. Love how the strings lead your eye to the fingers. Textures are great. A couple of things to look at. Exposures maybe half to full stop underexposed, and maybe chop off the unused space on the right a little. Add a thin border around the image to define it. Moonset over Hilton, 12 gold, Jake Allison. Good image, everything is in focus that needs to be. Love the mist in the valley. As a thought, maybe try cropping a bit off the top to make it more of a panorama. Self-portrait, 8 bronze. Nice try on this image. According to the histogram, most of the data seems to be on the left-hand side, which suggests low-key. That being said, I think there's just a little too much data in the mid-range for my understanding. Crits, the image is a little soft in the eyes. The chain around subject's neck seems to have grabbed the focus. Self-portraits are ridiculously difficult to get focus bang on. Image seems a little flat and lacks dynamic range due to the underexposure. As a small note, the little fleck near the subject's right clavicle, I'm looking now, could also be healed out as it grabs my attention, as insignificant as it is. Right clavicle. Okay, if you can try and spot, I don't know where that is, sorry. Smoky Sticks, 13 Merit, Eric Bosman. Fantastic image, everything is good. Only one thing for me seems to be distracting. The subject's highlights in her left eye. Try removing it and see how it looks. That being said, I am not completely sold. The Last Apple, 11 gold, Avril Janssen. I hope you ate that apple. Apparently it keeps the Rona away. Nice and simple. A couple stops underexposed, and I feel you can get rid of that unused space on the right. I also found the little halo above the apple near the stem a little distracting. Otherwise, it is a good attempt. Upside down, 10 gold, Avril Janssen. Fascinating idea. Sadly underexposed, but by quite a lot. That being said, glass reflections really are a nightmare to control. Seems sharp. Up the exposure a bit, but add a border and clean up a bit more in the middle background to tone the brighter shadows. Full star. Benji, 5 bronze. Very nice subjects. Wish my dog would pose like this. Very underexposed though, which causes noise to jump out when trying to correct. See sample image at the end. And Benji is looking out of the frame. Maybe leave a little space to the right to look into. Lots of noise which can be toned down with noise reduction in Photoshop or Lightroom or Nik Collection. It is nice and sharp, but a little flat due to the exposure. I've been experimenting with Topaz, the noise. I find that absolutely brilliant to get rid of a bit of noise. That's me, not Roger. Blowing Bubbles, 9 silver. Very good attempt and a very difficult photo. I think it is a smidge underexposed on the right hand side. The light from the left is good exposure, the one from the right is too dark. Maybe next time move the light behind you a little bit back and the one on the right a little closer, and also position in such a way that it doesn't cast a shadow from the bubble stick thingy on his face. Great try. Composition is great and sharpness is very good. Little to no noise is also pleasing. Kodak Moment, 13 Merit, Heidi Taylor. Great image, great space, great sharpness, no noise. One minor thing I did notice, level the top of the camera on a horizontal to improve the composition slightly. See attached image, again I'll show you those at the end. Mono Ascent, 12 gold, Ronald van den Heever. Fantastic image. I think this one is great even with the negative space on the right. I think it is a little underexposed but not drastically. Great sharpness. Orchid, 11 gold, Doug Cooperthwaite. Interesting composition of an orchid. Sharpness is great. Exposure is good on the mainly lit layer. Composition is good. Negligible noise. Vinny, low key, 9 silver. Lovely subject. Sadly, it is substantially underexposed, which makes it appear softer than it is. Water droplets, 8 silver. Interesting subject, love the idea you were going for here. However, it doesn't seem to have paid off as planned. Underexposed too much. Five star. Anyone for coleslaw? 9 silver. Really like the colors of the cabbage. It is far too underexposed and there's a lot of textures bottom left and left which I feel can be removed to improve the image. Oh, I can see those. And there. Dandelion in mono, 12 gold, Des van Tonda. Lovely subject. I do think the seed fluff is a bit too darkened, otherwise everything is perfect in this image. Dark Thoughts, 13 merit, Roger Fanner. This is me judging this. Love this. I like that you have kept the color instead of converting to mono. A bit of focus fall off from the front of the face to the ear. Would have preferred it all in focus, but still a great image. Datura seed pod. 12 gold, Rod Hart. Fantastic textures and exposure. However, I feel that the blurred subject in the background grabs too much of my attention away from the main subject. Feather Club Boxer, 11 gold, Rob Hart. Awesome subject, very interesting colors of the hair on the spider. I think this image would have done a lot better if you removed all the high spots on the left. The bright spots, sorry, on the left. Very distracting. Could use the heel brush or even just burn away that area. Great sharpness and composition. Japanese ginger bar, Japanese ginger jar, 9 silver, beautiful jar. It is sadly underexposed and I feel a tighter crop from the right to put jar more central works a little better. See attached image for exposure. Note that it does bring noise in and getting it right in camera will correct this. Jumping spider, 8 silver. This one seems to be very borderline low-key. I feel maybe slightly over-processed as there's a lot of noise. Composition is great and subject is fantastic. Light, 15 merit, there's Van Tonda. Fantastic. Textures, exposure, composition, lines, all very beautiful. Excellent work. Light on Petals, 11 gold, Des Van Tonda. Great subject, excellent sharpness, great composition. Do I ever feel that the darkening on the top and bottom petals could have been a little softer and more feathered. Reflections of Light, 12 gold, Bertie Price. Love the simplicity of the subject and meets the criteria for low key perfectly. Sharpness is spot on, and for the most part the exposure is great. One crit would be that the light fell off too quickly from right to left. If the left side was more exposed, it would be better. Smokin' Hot, 14 merit, Roger Fanner. Lovely creativity here and a weird spooky story. Great room lighting and low-key lighting. The catchlight in the eye adds to the weird creepy feel. Teapot, 8 silver. Beautiful teapot, short and stout. Sadly, this is another one that is severely underexposed. Although spend a little more time removing the spot. Also spend a little more time removing the spots on the cloth. Ruchtlander, 1932, 8 silver. The godfather of DSLR. Sadly, another one that is severely underexposed. Sharpness is good, no visible distracting spots. On a minor note, try and have the camera perfectly vertical or intentionally diagonal as a thought. Yamaha C40, 8 silver. Sadly, another image that is underexposed, which is great potential, great sharpness, textures and composition. No apparent noise, decent try. Junior winner, Eric Bosman, Helping Hands. Sorry, I think that's what it was called. Yes, Helping Hand. Hold on, Eric. Senior winner, Light, Des Van Tonda. Okay, that's it. I'm going to bring up some of those adjustments that Roger made now. Okay, so I'm just going to go through these photos. So this one, I know he said crop a little bit on the right. There's some spots there, and he's fiddled with the lighting, with the exposure. Sorry, again there. That's what it is, and then that's what he's done. He as in Roger. That's the original. This is Roger. I think this is the original, and then that's Roger, I would assume. The original Roger. The original Roger. The original Roger. No, sorry. The original and Roger's version. The original Roger. I think he's just straightened the camera there. And that's it. Thank you very much, Roger. We'll now go on to minimalism. So here we go, Westville Challenge. Thank you to the judge, was Jake Ellison, and Des has judged Jake's and Maxie's images. Okay, 3-star, and just a message from the committee. There's not very many entries this month. I know we've been doing this for a while, but we have a couple of months left, so let's just really get your very, very best images in, because we really want that trophy. We got it, then we didn't get it, then we almost got it, and let's make sure there's no confusion this year. Okay, Crescent, 11 gold, Jake Ellison. Very nice. Love the crescent shown instead of the whole moon. Lovely detail too. Early Morning Bud, 10 gold, Tracy Rhodes. A great picture of this bud with the dewdrops on it. The lighting is beautifully handled and the colours are pleasing. The focus is not as sharp as it could be, but I've not scored you down on this. It is very close right across the image. You have placed the subject right on the third, which is fine, but try and experiment placing it on the right hand side third. We read from left to right, and so our eye is conditioned to move in that direction. I found that I keep looking into the empty space, whereas if the bud was there, my attention would be trapped and held within the frame. This is not a suggestion to crop. Full moon, 9 silver. The full moon is surprisingly difficult to photograph, although it is a pleasing subject. Your image is perhaps a little overexposed and could certainly use a little more contrast. I also suspect that you have a bit of atmospheric shimmer, which is a frequent but most unhelpful condition. However, the basics in this image are not bad. Try reducing the exposure value a bit and then fiddle with the contrast and clarity. A tiny bit of white balance shift to either blue or yellow also helps. Also try flipping the image horizontally. Open Sky, 8 silver. This is a striking image that any bird nerd would like to have. However, the great shift in the tonality of the clouds is distracting, and the clouds are also very busy on a strong subject in their own right. If you have more image space in the original, try moving the bird a little bit further into the picture. However, keep it small for this particular challenge. Red Rose, 7 silver. The rose is well placed in the image and the composition with the leaves is pleasing. Unfortunately, there is no part of the image that is sharp. I do not know if this was deliberate or not, but if the softness was intentional, make it clearly so. You must also try out presenting the rose in a little smaller in the frame for this particular image. Full star. Gecko Silhouette, 10 gold, Heidi Taylor. This is a striking image and I looked at it for a long time. Although quite complicated, I think it does meet the criteria of the challenge quite well. Five star. Agfa, 10 gold, Bertie Price. Something of a blast from the past. The image is in sharp focus, but I think could be a little crisper. The lighting is well done with the focus on the film cassette and darkness around it. Is well done, sorry. Beware of the distracting dirt traces on the board to the right. Oh, turning page. Aloe Flower Head, 8 silver. This is well handled as an illustration, but is a little overwhelming for minimalism. Perhaps a bit less of the stem and a slight shift off center would have lifted the score. Another experiment would be to rotate the image a bit and to take the blue background to a very dark tone or even black. Bamboo Leaves, 12 gold, Maxi Holder. Gorgeous abstract image. Love the texture and the Japanese minimalism feel to this. Impala Lily Minimalism, 9 silver. The flower itself is crispy, sharp in focus and the color is excellent. However, the long OOF section of stem out of focus, sorry, I had a brain freeze section of stem is a distracting element in this challenge and has affected your score. In addition, the frame is overfull and busy for minimalism. Sprouting a green wig, 9 silver. Well spotted, a little busy in the foreground and it seems to be a little pixelated. I like the way the square bring thing contrasts. Brick thing, that's me and my typing, sorry. I like the way the square brick thing contrasts with the curves of the land though. Stainless steel, 12 gold, Bertie price. Obviously the ad for film is going to be wound onto this for developing. The stainless steel spiral is beautifully presented, but unfortunately those dirt marks on the board are distracting and have let down what must otherwise have been a higher score. Okay, that's it. We now go on to, let me look at my, bokeh. Okay, so what I did was, in Google, I just went searching for nature images with bokeh, and then all these things come up. I said photography, and you can just click on a whole lot of things there. There's some gorgeous bokeh there. That's also really nice bokeh for nature. And I've just said nature because that's the genre that I really like. We can go through and have a look. There's some lovely bokeh there, coming up there. To go through, just so you can get an idea of what bokeh is. There's some really nice bokeh. There's a beautiful butterfly. I never get butterflies on a piece of grass like that. There's something here. That's quite abstracty. There we go. Some macro photography with some bokeh. That's quite low res there, so it's looking really awful. Stuff like this. Let's go through. That's quite a nice one. It's obviously set up really nice. Just be careful when you do type in bokeh images. You end up with a whole lot of images that are just bokeh. Okay. So just be wary of those. There are millions of them. I'm not sure what that looks like, but you get the gist of it. That's also, I don't know if that's, yeah, that's actually really, really nice. So just go through in whatever genre you quite like, portraiture or whatever, and also try Shutterstock. Sorry, I know I'm probably making you dizzy now. There's another one there. So there's quite a few there. Oh, this one's really pretty. Kind of stuff. So this is your blurry background, and sometimes it can be, there's quite a few circles, and then sometimes it gets quite creamy. Your creamy bokeh is very nice. I don't know if this is the greatest photo, but there's your creamy bokeh. Bertie's also got some has sent some links to videos. I'm just going to open them quickly. Okay, so this is the first one. As I said, I'll put the links on the website. Bokeh photography tutorial. It's 6 minutes. It's quick and easy to watch. Okay, this is another one. A bokeh photography for beginners. As you can see, there's a whole lot of bokeh there, which is quite nice. And it's a third video. It's 3 minutes long. Top 7 ways to create buttery bokeh. So 3 really quick, easy videos to watch and get some fantastic ideas from. Thanks, Bertie. Okay, so finally, I'm just going to go through the images that were chosen for the KZ Intro. It just keeps on doing this with these exe files. Sorry. I wait a while before I start, and then it just ignores me and does its own thing. And so I'm going to show you, it's 20 images. It's not 20 senior, 20 juniors, it's 20 images, and no more than 3 images per one person. So I'll just go through those quickly. The names and everything on the top here, but I'll just call them out as we go along. So this was Slice of Pizza by Connell. Shake It Up, Michaela Cosman. Cupcake, Mana Rolifsa. Coffee Rusks, anyone? Tracy Rhodes. Sorry, I'll move the mouse. Gin and Tonic, Liesl Cooperthwaite. Strawberries and Cream, Liesl Cooperthwaite. Tea Time, Liesl. Scream for Ice Cream, Eric Bosman. A Taste of Pie, Renal van den Heerfer. Brownie Delight, Ronald van den Heerfer. Quiche and Salad, Ronald. The Boitie for Dinner, Maxi Holder. Chocolate Meringue, Bertie Price. Chocolate Decadence, Days van Tonda. Deep Pink, Roger Fanner. Doozy Mudslide, Maxi. Falling Sugar, Des. Festive Cupcakes, Des. Cupcakes with Meringue Filling, Bertie Price. And My Milkshake Brings All the Boys to the Yard, Roger Fanner. Okay, so that was in the food category. This is in the nature wildlife category. Fang, Diane Backhouse. Oh, always got to click. Diane Backhouse. Going Up, Denise Harvey. My Eyes Are the Windows to My Soul, Denise Harvey. Canary in the Rain, Renal. Tell Me I'm Beautiful, Terry. You're beautiful, Terry. Black Man Kalahari Lion, Maxi. Peeping Princess, Maxi. All these images had to be entered and were from June last year till the end of May this year. Growing Into My Ears, Maxi. Batelier, Bertie. Coaxing Mrs. Hoverfly, Rob Hart. In the Pink, Days. Morning Photo Shoot, Bertie. Riding the Wave, Bertie. Small Meal, Full. The Catch, Des. Bee Fly Nectar, Rob. Giant Kingfisher, Full. Lion Glow, Des. Pastel Coloured Crab Spider, Rob. Confident Stride, Full. Okay, this is in the open section. Balancing, Tracy Rhodes. Droplets, Tracy. Yellow and Red Barberton Daisy, Tracy. Liquid Gold, Renelle. Railings, Ripples and Reflections, Heidi. Smoke on the Water, Renelle. A Dropped Rose, Paul. Nordea. Sorry, I think I've got two Pauls. Blasting Down the Main Straight, Terry. Lover's Coral, Nola. Long Crested Eagle, Nola. Lone Tree Hill, Maxi. Eat My Dust, Des. Thundering Hooves, Phil. Open Dandelion, Des. Retro, Roger. Something cheeky, Roger. Loops of colour, Bertie. Dreaming of the 50s, Roger. Pale Roses, Des. Water Drop Reflections, Bertie. Okay, everybody, thank you so much. This was quite a long one. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Remember, the next deadline has creeped up again. It's on the 10th of July, and so that is your monthlies, your technical challenge, painting with light, and some more minimalism, please. The bokeh that we've shown now, that deadline is 10th of August. I can't believe we're saying August already. Thank you so much. Over and out.